I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Thursday, August 14th. Today, a Riverside reno.
Being able to offer this kind of incredible waterfront access to Winnipeggers, to visitors alike, is going to be pretty stunning for the city.
A first look at a plan to transform Winnipeg's historic Alexander Docks. Also today, a plea for help.
If you know something, anything, do not be silent.
The effort to identify an Indigenous woman found dead at a Winnipeg hotel 1 year ago.
I'm John Hendricks at the Ukraine Kyiv Pavilion. I'll take you behind the scenes coming up on CTV News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. It's been closed to the public for almost 10 years in dilapidated ruins. But today, we're getting a first look at the vision for a new Riverside Park at the Alexander Docks. The historic docks sit on the western bank of the Red River off Waterfront Drive near Alexander Avenue. And the Forks today unveiled a plan to turn it into a public green space.
It's deeply inspired by the rhythm of the Red River, its grace, its power, and its unending movement.
The development plan for the docks includes seating terraces, improved lighting, recreational access, and areas dedicated for reflection and ceremony. The plan will also see a revitalized active transportation pathway from Stephen Juba Park to South Point Douglas with a new dock and water bus stop.
It's about recreating a connection to community. This is a missing piece in an East Exchange puzzle, and being able to offer this kind of incredible waterfront access to Winnipeggers, to visitors alike, is going to be pretty stunning for the city.
The design was shaped by consultations with area residents, business owners, and the families of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people. The Forks estimates the Alexander Docks redevelopment will cost around $10.8 million, which will be funded through private and government partnerships. Construction could start as early as next summer. Air Canada has started canceling some flights ahead of a possible strike by flight attendants. The airline says it and the union, representing more than 10,000 flight attendants, are not close to reaching a deal. The union issued a strike notice yesterday, and the airline responded with a lockout notice. The main issue is unpaid work because flight attendants do not get paid unless the plane is in motion. Now, this includes work that is done while boarding, deplaning, and if there's an emergency medical situation on the ground. The situation has many passengers concerned about their travel plans.
Yes, definitely worried.
We're supposed to return out of Barcelona on the 29th, but...
You'll wait and see if there's a plane for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll look after us.
So how far will it work if your return flight isn't available? Well, a flight cancellation is within an airline's control, so passengers are guaranteed additional compensation above and beyond the cost of their ticket, but a labor dispute is considered outside of the airline's control, so the airline will still need to complete the traveler's itinerary by rebooking with a competitor, something which won't be easy as we are in the middle of the peak summer travel period. Meantime, community advocates and police are asking for your help tonight to identify an Indigenous woman who was found dead at a Winnipeg hotel 1 year ago. This is a composite sketch of the woman who was found at the Manwin Hotel on August 10th last year. Officials say she was between 25 and 40 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, with black hair and brown eyes, and had no upper teeth. She also had some small tattoos on her hand and wrist and a metal plate on her collarbone, which investigators say would have been visible through her skin. Police emphasize this isn't a criminal investigation and no foul play is suspected. However, the community is hoping to bring closure to her loved ones.
Look closely and consider anyone who might match that description. We need your help. If you know something, anything, do not be silent.
Anyone with information is being asked to contact the Missing Persons Unit, Crime Stoppers, or community organizations such as Mama Wichita Center. More positive news today on the wildfire front. The city of Thompson says a fire burning to the northwest is no longer considered out of control. As you can see, the blaze is also north of Nelson House, where evacuees have begun to return home. The city says the second fire directly north is still considered out of control due to how close it is to the city, but recent rainfall and fire suppression by crews on the ground have had a big impact. It's a similar story over in Snow Lake, where rain has also helped to tamp down flames. However, the town says several ice fishing shacks have been destroyed north of town. And finally, Manitoba Park says Kyiv Provincial Park has reopened to everyone. It notes 2 major fires continue to burn in the region, and South Kyiv and Wallace Lake Provincial Parks remain closed. 2 men are facing charges in connection to the death of a 26-year-old man in the North End last week. Braden Henry Kwiatkowski was found severely injured in the 600 block of Boyd Avenue last Tuesday and later died. Investigators believe he sustained a fatal injury during a fight with a 27-year-old man. That person is now charged with manslaughter. A 64-year-old man is charged with being an accessory after the fact for allegedly helping him escape. Both remain in custody. Meanwhile, police are searching for 2 suspects after a 61-year-old man was attacked in the Spence neighborhood. It happened around 3 Wednesday morning in the 700 block of Furby Street. Police say the victim was confronted by 2 people on bicycles who robbed him and attacked him with a baseball bat and a knife. He was treated for his injuries in hospital. Police were unable to provide descriptions of the suspects. Anyone with information, though, is asked to contact the Major Crimes Unit. 50 years after it closed, the Government of Canada and Long Plain First Nation are honoring the historic significance of the former Portage La Prairie Indian Residential School. Today, St. Boniface St. Vital MP Jeanette Levac and Long Plain First Nation leaders held a special ceremony to unveil 3 plaques recognizing the historic significance of the former residential school. It opened in 1915, and the building served as a rare surviving example of residential schools which were established across Canada. The residential school system removed Indigenous children from their families and communities, denying them their traditions, languages, and culture. Many children were harmed and even died at the school.
It serves as a powerful, immersive memorial that honors those who endured the residential school system, safeguarding their stories, supporting survivors and their communities, educating visitors on the impacts of the residential schools.
The schools closed in 1975. Today, it's the home of the National Indigenous Residential School Museum of Canada. Looking to try something new, get creative, or commit to a healthy routine? Well, the City of Winnipeg's Fall and Winter Leisure Guide is now available. You can sign up for yoga classes or Zumba. You can even take a Spanish class. There's also cooking classes, music classes, and much more. Registration for fall and winter activities begins August 26. You can register online through Leisure Online. You will need to set up an account first, though, if you don't already have one. There is also a user-friendly mobile version, or you can call 311. Now, in-person registration can be done at Cindy Clausen Recreation Complex on August 26th only. Other than that, you can visit 395 Main Street, 170 Goulet Street, or go to any city indoor pool. More information can be found on the City of Winnipeg's website. This guide does not include skating or swimming. Details about those programs will be released December 4th. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Before I ask you what you're tracking tonight, we had to talk about that major storm we saw this morning. Wow, you warned us about it last night that it was coming, but it sure delivered.
Oh boy, did it ever. Let's take a look at some viewer video. Pretty incredible stuff. Now, this video was sent to us by Cindy Thorerenson. This was near Rosser at about 5:45 this morning. Take a look at that sky. Can you imagine? That would be quite the wake-up call. Now, this was the view from the CTV Live Eye at Portage and Main shortly after 7 this morning. And just look at those thunderstorm clouds. You can even see some lightning firing off there, too. And if you were downtown, boy, did you hear that loud clap of thunder. I'm sure you heard it in other parts of the city as well. Isn't that incredible? Take a look at all of that. That rain just came down and it moved across the city and across other parts of southern Manitoba as well, more to the southeast. There could be more where that came from, folks. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Winnipeg and all these areas lighting up in yellow east into Ontario. We have that hot, humid air mass parked over the province right now. There's a cold front passing through the south right now, and it could slice into that humidity, and that could make things things pretty interesting. Some severe thunderstorms are certainly possible in the hours ahead. This same low pressure system has continued a rainfall warning that was first issued yesterday. That continues tonight for Lynn Lake and Brochet. An awful lot of rain has already fallen. There's more to come in those areas and across the north. More on that coming up. Let's take a look right now, though, through the Bath Fitter Live Eye. Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, 27 degrees. Winds out of the south-southwest at 19 kilometers an hour. By the way, the humidex makes it feel like 36 out there. The pressure's rising, and the humidity is 71%, not 31%. Hi, try 71%, folks. Live look out onto Donald Street. Traffic busy there as we move into the peak of the rush. One traffic note to let you know about: Provencher at La Flèche. There's been a collision. The eastbound curb lane is blocked, and both lanes on La Flèche are also blocked.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Brett Kissel.
Colleen Brady back now for Spotlight, and we begin today with a first for Winnipeg's Rainbow Stage.
That's right. For the first time in forever, it's adding performances. Now, due to popular demand, Rainbow Stage is adding 2 more shows to this year's production of the Disney favorite Frozen. An evening performance on August 26th and an afternoon show on August 27th. The theater company says all the other matinee shows are sold out, but there are still tickets for the evening available. Just head to rainbowstage.ca to get yours.
Yeah, don't wait long, because I'm sure those are going to sell out fast,
They'll get snapped up fast, yeah.
All right, you may want to head down to Osborne Village this weekend if you don't have plans.
No, it's an outdoor edition of the Osborne Village Market. Curator and beadwork artist Lisa Bowden says the theme of the market is inclusivity.
As a Métis artist, as an LGBTQ artist, as a previously incarcerated artist, I wanted to create a space where everyone and anyone felt welcome. Whether you were a brand new vendor or if you've been a seasoned vendor for 5 years, we'd love you to come and join. We want everyone to feel included.
The Osborne Village Market runs Saturday and Sunday from 11 until 5. There'll be about 25 vendors, or 20 vendors rather, maybe up to 25. Free face painting and a DJ. It all takes place merrily over at the River Osborne Community Club. That's at 101 Pembina Highway.
All right, if you are looking for a little lively dancing, maybe even to liven up your wardrobe, Colleen has your hookup.
I sure do. It sounds like you need a visit to Folklorama's Polish Pavilion. The pavilion is offering you the chance to learn how the looms work to create beautiful dresses and pieces of artwork such as these. And you can even take home your own authentic Polish scarf. Organizers say beyond their elegance, the outfits actually help tell a story.
She's from Rzeszów, and then we move on to the male version of that of the cultural attire, and then she is from the Highland region, so the mountain area.
You can find the Polish Pavilion on the first floor of the RBC Convention Center.
All right, some Christmas activities there too, it looks like.
Weird to think about on a day like today, but it'll be here before you know it.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup kicks off with a double dose of The Big Bang Theory, followed by back-to-back episodes of The Rookie at 8. E-Talk wraps up the night at 10:30, all right here on CTV. Well, the city is under a severe thunderstorm watch right now, something to keep in mind if you're heading out to the Bomber game or to Folklorama. I'll have more details on that. Hot and humid out there in the city as we look out at Kenniston and Sterling Lyon Parkway. Traffic moving well there. Right now in Winnipeg, it's 27 degrees.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
All right, let's head out to the Ukraine Kyiv Pavilion at Folklorama, where CTV's John Hendricks is tonight.
Marilee, I'm here at the Ukraine Kyiv Pavilion, and I'm posing for a portrait. I'm going to come around now and see how progress is going. I think it's a perfect likeness of me. Maybe it's not one of me in particular, but it's still a very good painting. Now, I'm here in the cultural display area, and they have really created an entire room, a whole house, really, for a Ukrainian person. As you can see, they've got a well. They also have the exterior of a house. I'm told that this is supposed to represent, in essence, a home if someone's grandmother had stayed in Kyiv and not come all the way to Canada. And how would things have progressed? Well, you're seeing that with the recreation recreation of this entire home. I'm going to find out a little bit more about this room from Samantha from this pavilion. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having us here. Thank you for coming here today.
Maybe you could just tell me a little bit about how you brought all this together. It's impressive.
Sure. So the theme for our pavilion is Yamarok, and which is like market and festival. And so this year in particular, we wanted to highlight some of the art that would come from the Yamarok. So we've had a different artist here each evening live. We had our lovely oven here on Sunday was being painted by a couple of artists, and we had some landscapes being painted. We currently have someone doing some portraits over there. We've had candle makers. We have a pottery artist coming in on Friday, and we kind of put it all together into this home setting. So our storyline is that a newlywed couple has their house filled with gifts from the Yamarok.
Now I'm looking over here at this oven, and honestly, it looks to me kind of like a pizza oven, like the kind of thing, you know, I could slide a nice pepperoni pizza in there.
Well, it was definitely used for baking bread mostly, but also it was kind of multi-purpose. It would be in the center of the home, and not only used for cooking food, but also to heat the home in the wintertime, a cozy spot for the children to sleep. They would sleep on the platform, put their nice blankets down in the wintertime in particular, and also a place to dry your laundry.
You can dry your laundry, you can make a pizza if you want, and merrily, they also have a nice couch over there that I don't think you're supposed to lie on, but I might take a little bit of a break. So I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you and go over there and take a load off.
How does a blind guy hit a golf ball?
A Winnipeg athlete has won a golfing world championship, and he's blind. That and more local stories still ahead.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
All right, Colleen Brady is back now with an update on those watches and warnings she's keeping an eye on for us tonight.
You'll notice it's a lot more humid. It's a lot hotter out there. Well, that air mass is just parked over Manitoba right now. There's a cold front, though, that is gradually making its way across the south. And if you can think of the two colliding together, or maybe the cold front slicing into that humid air mass, we have the potential for thunderstorms to develop that could become severe. And all manner of severe thunderstorm threats are possible tonight, right up to and including the possibility of tornadoes. Now, at this point, we have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect for Winnipeg, the Red River Valley, and areas out to the southeast. Now, you see just over the border, that Red Lake area has turned to red. That tells you that the thunderstorms over there have now become severe. Now, when they were on the provincial side of the border here in Manitoba, it was a severe storm, downgraded back down to non-severe. But now that it's moved over into Ontario, it has redeveloped or elevated in severity to an outright severe thunderstorm. So again, watch out for heavy downpours, some sizable hail there, and some pretty strong wind gusts. And severe thunderstorms always do have the potential to produce tornadoes. The same low pressure system that is bringing us the potential for severe weather in the south tonight is bringing an awful lot of rain to the north tonight as well. As of the noon hour, about 59 millimeters of rain had already fallen over Lynn Lake that needs it with the wildfires there. What they don't need are thunderstorms firing off, but you can see it's predominantly rain. And it's not just those two warned areas, Lynn Lake and Brochet, under that rainfall warning that is getting the significant amounts of rain. Look at this all across the north. A lot of areas getting a much needed soaking. That's good to see there. In the south, okay, again, we've got the potential for severe thunderstorms to develop this evening. So again, if you're going to the Bomber game, if you're going out to Folklorama, or if you have other plans, just keep your eyes on the skies and be prepared for thunderstorms. Later tonight, you can see that moves off, and then we get into Friday. Meanwhile, some of that rain wants to hang on. The back end of that low pressure system just wrapping some rain back into the northeast. And then as we get into the weekend, you can see much clearer conditions. For tonight, we drop down to 13 here in the city. There's that risk of a severe thunderstorm this evening. Mostly sunny and back down to cooler temperatures tomorrow, Friday, 22 degrees. The weekend, 21 and sunny Saturday. It looks like it will be cloudy most of the day on Sunday. We might catch some sun in the morning, a high in the afternoon of 25 degrees, up to 26 Monday under a mix of sun and cloud. Hot Tuesday, Wednesday, sunny too. Tuesday, Wednesday with highs of 27 and 29 degrees. Now, this is an excellent example of a roll cloud, Marilee. Anne took this photo this morning as the storm was rolling through. This was from her vantage point on Taylor Avenue. You often see those kinds of clouds develop in thunderstorms. And similar to a roll cloud is this shelf cloud. This was captured by April this morning as well, with those storms rolling through the Whitemouth area east of Winnipeg. Send us your pics to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. A Winnipeg athlete has won a golfing world championship earlier this month. Darcy Ferber took the title at the International Blind Golf Association tournament in Ontario. And that's right, Ferber is blind.
It's amazing to watch them play. I mean, I have friends who just say, like, how does a blind guy hit a golf ball? And if you actually see Darcy hit a golf ball, you would just, it's mind-boggling how he can play and how he can hit the ball and how he can score.
Blind golf has been growing in popularity in Manitoba and is a passion for Ferber. He golfed competitively as a sighted golfer back in the 80s and 90s until he slowly lost his sight due to an eye disease. He quit the sport for 20 years until he was introduced to a local blind golf program. It reignited his love for golf, and for the past decade, he's been winning provincial and national championships, and now the Worlds.
Which I didn't even know existed. I had no idea. So I just basically, they said, if you can have a coach, you need a coach in visually impaired golf. So I tried it in 2015, and I just realized how much I missed the competition, because that's what I really loved when I played in the 80s and 90s, like just competing.
Ferber was inducted into the Manitoba Golf Hall of Fame last year. The Manitoba Blind Sports Association offers a blind golf program Wednesday evenings at Harborview Golf Course and Monday nights at Tuxedo Golf Course.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
Really makes me question why I have so much trouble with golf.
Indeed, doesn't it though? But wow, isn't that cool though? Good for him. I think that's
Darcy, you sound like you're making it appear to be very easy sport. I have a lot of difficulties, but congratulations on all of your success. All right, that does it for us this hour. We'll be back at 6 with more local news.